All right, let's transport ourselves to Puglia, the sun-drenched heel of Italy's boot. We're here to uncover the story of a grape that is, well, it's truly remarkable.
I mean, think about it. This region is just soaked in ancient history. So what one wine, could possibly capture all of that passion, that flavor, that entire story in a bottle?
Well, the answer is Negroamaro. This isn't just a grape, it's the very soul of Puglia, and it has a story that's every bit as deep and dark as the wine it makes.
So here's what we're going to get into. We'll start with its ancient roots, dig into how the sun and soil shape its flavor, see just how versatile this grape can be, talk about what it actually tastes like, and then we'll peek into the future of this amazing Italian gem. Sound good? Let's go.
All right, first things first, let's get right to the heart of this. You see, Negroamaro isn't just some grape that happens to grow in Puglia. Oh no, for centuries, it is Puglia in a glass.
Even the name tells you so much. It's this incredible story of two ancient cultures colliding. You've got Negro from the Latin word niger and Amaro from the Greek mavros. And guess what? They both mean black. I mean, how perfect is that for a grape with this intensely dark skin? Some people even take it a step further and translate it as the black bitter one, which is a cool nod to that complex, slightly bitter finish that gives the wine so much character.
And the history? It's just as deep as the color. We think Greek colonists brought the very first vines over here. We're talking more than 2,500 years ago. And this grape is tough. It's so resilient that it just thrived, spreading all through the Roman era until it was just part of the landscape. For ages, it was this local hero, And then finally, in the 20th century, it got the official recognition it deserved, putting it on the map for good.
Okay, so to really get Negroamaro, you have to get the place it calls home. It's all about the terroir.
Puglia is basically the perfect recipe for this grape. First, you have that intense, relentless Mediterranean sun just baking the grapes to peak ripeness, packing in all those concentrated fruit flavors. But it's not just a furnace. You've got these constant sea breezes blowing in from two different seas, the Adriatic and the Ionian, kind of like nature's own AC unit, keeping the vines happy and healthy. Underneath, the limestone and clay soils give it this mineral backbone. But here's the real secret weapon, those huge temperature swings. We're talking scorching hot days and then really cool nights. That's what locks in the acidity and all those beautiful complex aromas. It's the key that stops this powerful wine from just being a one-note jammy fruit bomb. Puglia is really a special place. It's the kind of place where the wine and its people come together.
So, you take all of that, the sun, the sea, the soil, and what do you get in the glass? A wine that's incredibly rich with fruit, but also has this fantastic structure and a refreshing mineral kick. It's just a beautiful balancing act, and it's all thanks to the place it's from.
All right, so from the vineyard, let's head into the winery because this is where Negroamaro really shows off. This grape is absolutely no one-trick pony. Its versatility is just incredible.
So winemakers in Puglia have a choice to make. They can go the traditional route, using these old-school cement tanks and huge old oak casks, they're called botti, which really lets the pure, rustic soul of the grape come through. Or they can go modern, temperature-controlled steel tanks, micro-oxygenation. All this tech lets them create wines that are softer, more fruit-forward, maybe a bit more approachable. And it's this choice, this blend of old and new, that gives us such an impressive range of styles.
I mean, look at all the different hats this grape wears. It can be a simple, fresh, easy-drinking red that's perfect for a Tuesday night pizza. But let it age a bit, and wow, it becomes this complex, serious wine with spice and tobacco notes. It makes these stunningly deep-colored and flavorful rosés. We're talking serious rosé here. Then you've got elegant sparkling versions, and they even make sweet dessert wines with it by drying the grapes out, passito style. It's a true jack of all trades.
Okay, let's get to the part we've all been waiting for. What does this stuff actually taste like when you get it in your glass? Let's dive in.
So you pour a glass, right? The first thing that hits you is this wave of dark fruit aromas. Think black cherry, juicy plum, ripe blackberry. Then you take a sip and boom, along with that fruit, you get these savory notes of black pepper and maybe a little clove. But the real magic, what makes it so interesting, is what's going on underneath all that. You get these cool herbal notes like rosemary and these earthy tones, tobacco, maybe even a little wet earth after a rain. And the whole thing is held together by some pretty firm tannins and a really nice bright acidity. It's powerful for sure, but it's all in perfect balance.
A wine with all this savory, earthy stuff going on is just screaming for food.
And as you can imagine, putting it together with the local food from Puglia, well, that's where things get really, really special.
Think about pairing it with a classic Puglian dish, like orecchiette pasta with a rich sausage. That awesome acidity in the wine just slices right through the richness of the sausage. It's perfect. Or what about a big hearty roast lamb? The wine's got the tannins, the structure, to stand up to that, no problem. But don't box it in. It's amazing with stuff like smoky barbecue ribs. That dark fruit flavor is just a natural fit. And here's one you might not expect. Try it with a spicy Indian lamb curry. The wine itself has these notes of clove and spice, and when you put them with the curry spices, they just harmonize beautifully. It's an incredible pairing. So, we've talked about its past, we've talked about its present, but what about the future? How does an ancient grape like this make it in the modern world? Well, it's a story of both challenges and some really exciting opportunities. On one hand, there are definite challenges. Like a lot of places, Puglia is dealing with climate change. Hotter temperatures, less rain, that's a real concern. And of course, it's got to compete on the shelf against the big guys, Cabernet, Merlot, the household names. But, and this is a big but, it has a major ace up its sleeve. Right now, people who love wine are getting more adventurous. We're all looking for something different, something unique, something with a real story. And that is exactly what Negroamaro is. And that's why, despite the challenges, its future looks so bright. Negroamaro is authenticity in a bottle. It delivers so much character, so much quality, and honestly, you can often find it at a really great price. It's the perfect answer for anyone out there who's thirsty for discovery, for something genuine. So, I'll just leave you with this question. In a world where the wine aisles are filled with the same familiar names, isn't it time to discover something with an ancient soul? A wine like Negroamaro has been waiting for centuries, and trust me, it is more than ready for its moment in the spotlight.